was basically saying that I struggle to always narrow things down, but mainly to kind of put them in a 5 to 1 or 10 to 1 order. And I have to say, I've got a lot of honorary mentions for my British shows because mainly old programs, they're just too hard for me to choose. Okay, let's get into it. I'll do my American ones first, albeit with my one Canadian show, which is at number 5, and that is Winona Earp. As they liked to call it, their shit show. Something like that, wasn't it? I haven't seen the film. There is a film and I haven't watched that. I'd like to. But I think it took everyone by surprise, this TV show, is how as to how popular it became. They had to really fight for the last season, and I'm so glad they did and got one because it worked well. I find that a lot of the American shows that I like, I know this is Canadian, but a lot of those sorts of shows that I like often end up having to fight for another season, like Warrior Nun, although I think that's said to be getting some films on Netflix or something. I don't know why I always choose like programs that do that, and then you have others that run for like 20 years, like Grey's Anatomy. Although saying that, wait, the one at number 3 on my list is that. But yeah, so number 5, Winona Earp, slightly cheating, because it's Canadian, but number 4, I've put Only Murders in the Building, just because I love the dynamic of the 3 main characters, like Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. I love murder mystery things, and like I said, I love their dynamic. I love the kind of older guys and the younger girl. Could be vice versa, but just that kind of thing works really well. And pick that up. And it's really hard, to keep having murders in a building. There was one season that kind of lost me a bit, but the last season, I believe, was really good again. So that's number 4. house with some land, so they've gone off to be farmers, but having no idea how to do that. It's a comedy. It's just the supporting cast is brilliant. Like, quirky. But I've watched it. I've rewatched it a few times now. I could just watch she's just so natural, how you would be. But the supporting cast, there's like, they're all like funny, and there was so many points where I laughed. I like really laughed. So yeah, I had to kind of mention it. It's not that old. Maybe it's 10 years old actually. I was going to say 5, but maybe it's 10. I can't remember now. Number 4 on my as a conversation and then put that up. I don't know whether it'd be up for that, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed that. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you all again very, very soon.
How's it going, everybody? Doing an exciting video here today. This will be my second collab with ASMR with Becks. Super excited to do it. I'm going to leave her link in the description, as always, for any newcomers. She is my favorite ASMR artist. She is the one I watch the most. Great voice. I've said a million times in the past, I'm a voice person. That's like my biggest trigger, we'll say. And I love her voice, and she does good videos. She does collection videos, eating videos, gum chewing stuff, sound type things, sound type videos with like various type sounds and stuff like that. She's excellent. She does have one roleplay up that's, if you're gonna check out her channel, check out her librarian roleplay. It was her first roleplay she did, and it's fantastic. I loved it. It's a great video. She's done, like I said, she just recently done a PlayStation 4 show and tell collection video. So you get video game stuff in there as well and stuff like that. She's done some gameplays. Ton of great stuff. Love the channel. Love her channel. Definitely check it out. I'll put the link down below. If you haven't checked it out already, I know a lot of our subs watch each other's channels. So, but for any newcomers or anybody that didn't see our last collab, check out this one. But we will be doing snacking on stuff while talking about favorite, like top 5 favorite British and American. As American kind of / Canadian. Because I'm pretty sure she's going to have a Canadian show in there, and I'm putting one in there because I have to, because it's an awesome show, and it's definitely in my top 5. I've talked about this show in a bunch. But I'll be snacking on these Pringles Mingles, cinnamon and sugar flavored ones. I'm excited to try these. I did pop them open before the video started, so I didn't get the noise in there. But I'm going to start with the British ones first. Those are the ones that were easier for me just because I've not seen as many British shows. And these are good. I'm gonna start from 5 down to 1. Although it was a little tough to decide. Number 5 is Coupling. A lot of these shows are from the early 2000s. I was watching a lot on BBC America. That's where I saw most of these shows outside of the one. But this is the British version of Friends, and in my opinion, is way superior to Friends. That's just me. I didn't hate Friends, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. And Coupling, though, I just feel like has a better flow to it. It's just funnier to me. It's the same kind of premise. You got 3 women, 3 men. The guy who plays Jeff is hilarious, Richard Coyle. He's like the star of the show to me, but he left after the 3rd series. I think there was 4 series of it. Ben Miles is in there, Jack Davenport, Kate Izzet. I forget the other 2 women's names. They've been in other stuff. It's just funny and has a better flow to me. I think the jokes are funnier. There's the giggle loop, little bit they do at funerals. The giggle loop is funny. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Richard Coyle's character, Jeff, though, is the funniest. He's like the kind of weirdest, but it's the same. They have relationships it is pretty much the British Friends. Just how you have American versions of The Office and what's that show called? Ghosts. They have a lot of stuff. There are a lot of American versions of British shows and Australian shows as well. But I love Coupling. I think it's hilarious. Number 4. I gotta see how I want to line these up. I knew Coupling was going to be number 5. 4, I'm going to say, is Peep Show. That is with David Mitchell and Robert Webb. They've done a ton of stuff that Mitchell and Webb look. They have like 5 or 6 shows together. Some just comedy sketches and some like actual, I guess, sitcoms. Peep Show was on a long time. God, I don't even know how many series. Because I know a lot of British shows outside of like Doctor Who, which has been around forever. And some other ones, like, a lot of them don't go that long, which kind of makes them great. Because they never overstay their welcome. My number one only had 1 series. Peep Show's hilarious, though. The 2 of them, it's Jez and, Jez is Robert Wood. What is David Mitchell's fucking character's name? I can't remember a lot of their characters' names. Olivia Colman's in there as well as his David Mitchell's first love interest. What is his name? Mark Johnson is in there as his boss, who's hilarious. A lot of great characters. Awkward scenes. It's very like, they're kind of dicks. It's a very funny show, though. I can't remember the woman's name who plays Dobby. She's in there for a bit. She was another love interest of Mark's. But Jez lives with him. Super Hans is in there as well. I was trying to think of what show he was, if he was in another British show, but his character's in there. Just a lot of kind of crazy kind of antics, awkward situations. Mark is very awkward, you know. Jez lives with him, doesn't really pay him rent. And it goes from there. They kind of like, Mark kind of doesn't like, but a lot of good characters in there as well. Just a really, I love that show. I haven't watched it in a while. That one I watched, I think, originally on Netflix. It popped up on. But I do like Peep Show. I like their other stuff too, like that Mitchell and Webb looks good as well. Really funny. A lot of funny sketches in there. But Peep Show is number 4. I'm not going to talk a ton about these shows because, admittedly, I can't remember a ton because a lot I have not seen in a while. Number 3 is Mr. Bean. Everybody knows Mr. Bean. That would have been the first kind of probably British show I would have seen. Now it's Rowan Atkinson. Mr. Bean doesn't talk. He just makes kind of noises and stuff. Another one where it just goes through his daily day, where just everything bad pretty much happens. He has to find weird ways to do things. He's very awkward as well doing stuff. Mr. Bean is classic. I think I first saw Mr. Bean on HBO, actually, is where I would have seen it. There was a couple movies. I remember I saw the first movie in the theater. I think they made a second one. It's just his antics throughout, like his days and stuff. He's, you know, the weird stuff he's doing, the situations he gets in and stuff. Mr. Bean is just hilarious. He's just a funny character, and he's been doing. I don't know if he still does Mr. Bean type stuff. Rowan Atkinson. But I watched this when I was young at first, and it was hilarious. It's just like this. Even when I'm older, and I still see kind of little clips on YouTube and stuff. I'm just like, this is hilarious. I think a lot of people in America saw Mr. Bean. I think Mr. Bean, just in general, worldwide, is a very well-known character. And Rowan Atkinson's been in some other, you know, was it Blackadder he was in? He's been in other British shows as well. And obviously he's been in movies. He's a well-known person. But Mr. Bean's just hilarious. It's a lot of physical kind of stuff, too. He has his little teddy bear. I'm pretty sure he has a teddy bear, right? That's how his thing. There might be a few episodes revolved around that. But just like the stuff he ends up doing, it's not hard to describe it. It's just funny. I don't know. I love British humor more so than American humor. Although there's plenty of stuff like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And there are plenty of American comedies I do enjoy quite a bit. Married with Children. There's another one, My Family. That's like the British Married with Children. That was a show I watched back in the 2000s as well. But that's number 3. Number 2 is Black Books. I've talked about this show before too. I'm gonna go through like this whole bag, and I kind of don't want to. Black Books is hilarious. You got Dylan Moran as the main guy. He also half wrote it with is it Graham Linehan? But then he left, I think, and then I don't know how many series this. I used to have this on DVD. I sold it a while ago. Another early 2000s show. But he's like a big wino. He's smoking his cigarettes. He owns a bookshop. It's his 2 friends, Manny and Fran. Bill Bailey or something Bailey. I can't remember the woman's name. But he's like a curmudgeon. He's just, there's a scene where it's super hot out. And he's like, get me my lolly. He pulls the friggin' bottle of wine out of the fridge with a stick on it, breaks it, and starts licking it. There's one where Fran's trying to get like cleaner in what she eats and stuff and drinks. And she's like, oh, the cigarettes and the wine all day. She's like kind of trying to lead Bernard, that's his name, Bernard. Dillmore, and he's like trying to lead him to say, oh yeah, it's sucky. He's like, yeah, just drinking and smoking all day. It's fantastic. It's like a dream or something. It's a really funny show. Check it out. Like it's hilarious. You'll see people pop up like Simon Pegg, I believe, pops up. Nick Frost pop up in an episode. Because Dylan Moore was in Shaun of the Dead. You'll see these people pop up in other shows, starring some of the other people. It's just fun. He's a great character. Dylan Moore's character is fantastic. He's Irish. I'm pretty sure he's Irish. There's a lot of great antics in it. But I don't want to draw this out too long between each thing. I don't want it to be like super, super long. Black Books is fantastic though. Like the characters are all great. They all get into their own situations as well. Bernard's like they're all pretty much awkward. But it's hilarious. And number one is a show I watched recently. I talked about it a bunch of times. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. This might be the best thing I've ever seen in my life, to be honest with you. Only had 6 episodes. They did have a Dean Lerner spinoff, which had Matthew Holness plays Garth Marenghi. Richard Iowade is Dean Lerner, and Matt Perry is Todd Rivers, and Alice Lowe is Liz Asher. So, now Matthew Holness goes on tour in the UK as this character, Garth Marenghi. He's written books. I have one of them. Fucking hilarious. But it's like him talking. It's like a documentary thing where it's supposed to take place, I guess, when the show came out in 2004. But he's talking about how the show was made in the 80s, but only got a short run in Peru. And now they're finally showing it in the UK. And it's like half documentary where it's the actual people in character as their characters, Garth Marenghi, Dean Lerner, and Todd Rivers. And it's Matthew Berry, Richard Iowade, and Matthew Holmes playing the characters, talking about the show that they made in their character. It's super, like, I guess we call it meta, but it's like made poorly, right? But to perfection. The details they put in to making this show like awkward and bad, because Dean Lerner's like his publisher, and he never acts, but they get him in there, and he's the worst. He's always looking at the camera and stuff. And Garth Marenghi is like character thinks he's great and knows everything, but he's not really that good of a writer. And Todd Rivers, the actual actor. Now, Alice Lowe, Liz Asher, she's not in these documentary type parts, these interview parts, for a reason that I won't spoil. It gets pretty wild and dark. Like, Dean Lerner's character is extremely like... I can go on about this show for hours, but the way it's poorly made, and the way it's poorly made, and the detail put into you will find new little details every time. Like, they walk off camera, they're stuck. People walk off but have to stop because there's other people in there too. The hospital they work at is just like a model in the beginning. The opening theme song is fucking fantastic. There's a musical number, and the last one, it's just... Watch this show if you haven't seen it. It's aired in 2004. Apparently it aired on Adult Swim here in like 2006. I wish I would have seen it then. I'm glad I discovered this show now, because it is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I am not kidding when I say that. It's the perfect humor for me, and the way it's incredible. Go and watch it. I could talk about it for hours, but I'm already running a little too much. But I'm going to kind of pause here for a second. And now go into the American/Canadian shows, because number 5 for me is a Canadian show. You wouldn't think this is. I've talked about this show before. But it is Strange Days at Blake Halsey High. This is like the teenager X-Files, we'll say. This aired on in the mid 2000s, maybe it's like 2004, 2005, maybe a little earlier. But it's about this girl, Josie, goes to I used to watch this show at like 1 in the morning. I was like, what is this? she goes to a boarding school, and what they call it, like, I think in Canada it was called Black Hole High. But weird stuff happens. The first episode, this guy disappears into the floor. It involves portals. I've actually taken some inspiration from the shady videos from this show, X-Files, and other type of things. And it's their daily life in this boarding school. And the one kid's father worked for this old thing where this, what was it called? I watched some of this recently too. His dad like ran the thing that this facility that was near the high school, like it had an explosion there. Everything. It's like rifts in time, portals, going to different places. Other weird episodes. The janitor like knows what's going on. He's like a time traveler type. Fantastic show if you're into science fiction, weird stuff. It's like an X-Files light. It's a young version of the X-Files type of thing, right? That kind of weird stuff happens. And episodes have different things happening, like kid turns invisible. They got to figure out, they're all super smart, and they got to figure out how to work things out and stuff like that. It's a fantastic show. Check it out. Strange Days at Black Holes. It's on Tubi, I believe, or Black Hole High. Number 4 for me is Xena, Warrior Princess. And this show has significance for me, as does one of the other ones. And I was watching it. It started in 95. I think Hercules started here before. Great show. Very campy. Very campy. That's pretty much the point of the show. It's Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert. Lucy Lawless is Xena. I forget who plays Gabrielle. Ted Raimi, Sam's brother, is Joxer. He pops up, not in every episode, he's a decent amount. Hudson Like, I had such a crush on Hudson Like. She plays Callisto. She popped up from time to time. She was an adversary, one of Xena's main adversaries. Carl Urban showed up in this show in a couple of different roles. Cupid, Caesar. It got a little weird later on. Anthony Starr popped up, I think, in an episode or two. Bruce Campbell was in a few episodes. And Hercules and Xena would pop up in each other's. It's filmed in New Zealand. I love it. It's campy. It's got about the gods. Xena's the warrior princess. Her and Gabrielle are buddies. Xena used to be bad. I think she was bad on Hercules and she went good. Just a really campy, fun show. And I used to watch it senior year in high school and beyond. It started when I was in 11th grade, I think. But I was going through a lot, and I've talked about this with like my panic attacks and anxiety. This was a show I looked forward to. I used to tape it. It was on Saturday nights, I believe. And when Hercules and Xena, I think, I tape it, watch. I just loved the show. Very campy and cheesy in a lot of ways, but I loved Xena. I thought it was just great. All the characters are great. It was goofy. It got serious at points. The final seasons went a little off the rails. They went into like different places and stuff. Because eventually, spoilers here, Xena like had killed the gods way before Kratos did. But it's a really good show, and I loved it. It just had that style to it that I liked. It was cheesy. It didn't take itself seriously most of the time. Really fun show. That's number 4. Xena. Number 3 is The X-Files. X-Files is classic. Love it. Mulder, Scully, David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson. Mulder did disappear for like the 8th season and came back the last season. They did have 2 new seasons somewhat recently. I watched the first, it was fine. I never watched the second. But he works in the like depths of the FBI, does with the paranormal type shit. This is about aliens and stuff. It's a great show. Vince Gilligan, who wrote a lot of it, Chris Carter created it. He did write. Vince Gilligan wrote a lot. He obviously went on to Breaking Bad and stuff. That's where he got Bryan Cranston from. The episode of the X-Files Bryan Cranston was in. He does a serious role where he has to keep driving. He's like a dick racist in the episode, Bryan Cranston's character. But David Duchovny has to keep driving him west because his headache keeps getting worse if he doesn't keep going west. You had the overarching theme that would play throughout, but not every episode, about the alien invasion that's coming. You know, and like the cigarette smoking man, people are working behind the scenes with them. And they're trying to figure out ways to do stuff. The black oil gets involved. You have Skinner, a great side character as Mr. X. Skinner, Krychek. There's a ton of great, memorable characters. There's a lot of Monster of the Week episodes, and then they would have episodes that dealt with the main storyline. There's the one where they catch the guy. He's the guy who played Monk. I forget his name. But if you step in his shadow, like, you disintegrate. But Mr. X gets, I think it was Mr. X was the guy's name. He was in a little bit, spoilers, he gets killed in like season 3 or something. But he like sidesteps the shadow to get it. There's a lot of memorable characters. They did 2 movies. The first movie takes place between, I think, seasons like 4 and 5. Great movie, the first one. The second movie I did not like. But that was like after the show. There's a lot of sexual tension and shit between Mulder and Scully, and it's a little goofy as well. The characters, because Scully's like the skeptic. She becomes more believer as goes on. There's alien bounty hunters who get involved. Like, it's wild. And like I said, there's Monster of the Week type stuff with different kind of weird shit. X-Files is incredible. A lot of people loved it. It started in 93. I think it ran to like 02. Robert Patrick popped up in the season that Mulder wasn't there, and I forget it was Gina Gershon. Because I don't know if Scully was in every episode too at that point. But a lot of memorable characters, like when a cigarette smoking man they tried to kill Krychek with the car bomb, but he knew and he got out of there. He eventually has to cut off his arm. There's like a group of people they meet that are filling their holes so the black oil won't get into them. The black oil is also in the movie. That's like the thing that like kind of takes over people. I think it goes to other planets too. Alien kind of thing. There's a lot going on in the X-Files, but it's a great science fiction show. Fantastic show. Check it out. That's number 3. Number 2 is an animated show. And it is The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons since I was a kid. Admittedly, I do not watch The Simpsons anymore. It's been on for almost 40 years, if it hasn't 40. I just ran out of steam personally around season 15. I've seen some episodes since then, but I'm talking mainly those 15 seasons where I loved it. And there's a lot of people's prime for like seasons 2 to like 9, 10 people. They couldn't miss, you know. Simpsons is classic. All the voices were classic. I know a lot of the people now sound very tired on The Simpsons because they've been doing it for 500 years. But The Simpsons is incredible. The voices are great. It was a little more heartfelt and wholesome at the beginning. Then it got a little goofier, which I didn't mind. Homer, I think, kind of got stupider and stupider as the show went on. Bart was kind of the main focus at first, and then it was like Homer and his aunt. There's so many classic episodes. Those first, definitely like 10 years. And whatever, I'm just not into it anymore. If people still love it, that's great, but I'm just not into it anymore. I just gradually lost interest. They had the Halloween episodes that were always great. A lot of known guest stars. So many memorable characters, I could talk about them all. Even the side characters like Ned, Mr. Burns, Smithers, Wiggum, Moe, Lenny, Carl, Dr. Nick, like Dr. Hibbard. Endless amounts of characters. Just a lot of great humor, a lot of, obviously everybody talks about how Simpsons predicted so much stuff over the years. You know, a lot of my favorite characters episodes probably are from like seasons 6 to 9. Or maybe even like seasons 4 to 9. The one where he goes to live in, what was his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. The bad guy, he was like a Bond villain. And Homer does actually tackle Bond and they kill Bond. Hank Scorpio. That episode is fucking, I think it's like, I forget, You Only Move Twice or something they call the episode. Fantastic. The one where Homer becomes a carny is great. I could sit here and talk for hours about The Simpsons. The monorail episode. The one where Homer goes to college. The one where they get up to the Mountain of Madness, I think it's called. Where him and Burns get stuck in a cabin underneath an avalanche. I can go on forever. I don't want this video to be 500 hours because I'm already running a little too long. But, The Simpsons is great. I may not like it anymore, but that was another show that I watched. It used to be on, it's still syndicated, I'm sure, but back in 12th grade, when I started to get the real anxiety and panic, it used to be on from 5 to 6 on Fox, I think. And I used to just watch those episodes, and I loved it. And back then, it was only in its, like, 5th, 6th season, maybe 7th season. You know, Who Killed Mr. Burns episodes. But the one was the end of the last season, and the second episode was you had to wait to find out who killed him. Or shot him. I should say shot him. Who shot Mr. Burns? He did not get killed. Some characters have gotten killed. Like Ned's wife. I think they might have killed off one of Marge's sisters. Maybe, I don't know. But Simpsons is classic for me. Those, kind of, or the first half of the show, or maybe first third of the show at this point. And number one, another show I've talked a ton about, Tales from the Crypt. I've waxed poetic about Tales from the Crypt. I fucking love Tales from the Crypt. I saw it from the first episode. I was in 5th grade. I bugged out when the Crypt Keeper popped out of the thing. It's based off the old comics from back in the day that got like banned. It's just the bad guy typically 90% of the time gets what's coming to them. It usually involves someone coming back from the dead. There's a lot of like interesting ways. Like episodes are great. It's over the top, campy, sexual, gory. It's just goofy. A lot of known actors won episodes and directed them as well. But I love it. I think that show is fantastic. And it still holds up to me. I watched some episodes on YouTube. They're putting it on, or I think it's on Shudder. I need to get Shudder because there's a lot of rights, I think, with that. When the rights, it's on, the whole show's on Shudder. It took a year off, and then it had the British episodes, which I need to watch. I remember like 4 or 5 of them distinctly, but I don't remember all of them fully. I watched them back then, but a lot of great episodes where the woman kills her husband, puts him in the soap, and then she's washing herself with the soap and starts to burn because it's got his blood in it. Tim Roth episode where he can only paint when he kills someone, and then his wife needs a surgery, but he doesn't have the money, and he kills somebody, paints to get the money, finds out he killed the surgeon, had to do the surgery on her, stuff like that. Or they'll just they'll marry someone and kill him, and then they come back and get him. The one with the guy with the 9 lives. He's buried, but he doesn't realize they had to kill the cat. And that took one of the lives because he wants the cat's gland because of the 9 lives. And he's like, oh my God, this is my last life. Please let me out. He's buried alive. And they're like, did you hear that? And they leave. The guy's buried him. And then a cat hops on the grave at the end. Tales from the Crypt is fucking amazing. It's got it all. I still love it now. It might be a little cheesier now, but I still love it. What's cooking? Where they're putting human parts in the diner. He's like, we're out of chicken fingers. They kill a guy and cut off his fingers. I can go on and on about it, but I've already run a little too long here. Tales from the Crypt is my number one. It's incredible. Those are my top 5 British shows and American and one Canadian show. North America, we'll say. And once again, thank you to Becks. She's incredible. Check out her channel. She's my favorite. She's the best. I've said this a million times. But definitely check her out. And I'm excited to see what her shows are as well, because I do not know. I think I have an idea of some, but just because of like what she's talked about in previous videos and stuff. I could be wrong though, but once again, check her out. Link in the description. And thank you again to her for doing this second collab with me. And thanks for checking this out.